getting some new details into News 19 regarding 39-year-old Elena Moore. She was initially reported missing in Irmo, and now law enforcement is giving us some more detail.
A neighbor asked her one simple question. "What are you doing?" She answered with 4 words. "I had no idea." 11 days later, she was gone. This is the case of Elena Moore, and the strangest part of this story is not what happened to her. It is what investigators still cannot explain, even after an autopsy. Before we go further, a quick note. This is a real and ongoing case, so we are going to handle it with care and stick strictly to confirmed facts. If this is your first time on this channel, subscribe and turn on notifications now, because we cover cases like this the moment real updates land, not weeks after everyone else has moved on. Let us know in the comments where you are watching from tonight. Let us get into it. Elena Catherine Moore was 39 years old, living in Lexington, South Carolina. She worked 3 jobs. She was a personal trainer at Wolf's Fitness Center, a pharmacy technician at a local CVS, and a bartender at a few spots around town. She had been with her husband, Brannon Slice, since around 2013. They were married on February 29, 2024, which was a leap day. Friends describe her as outgoing and consistently active online. She posted often and stayed in close contact with the people around her. That detail matters because in the weeks before she disappeared, it changed. Her friend Lauren Beasley said the two of them had not spoken in about a month before Elena vanished. For someone that consistently in touch with her circle, that gap was unusual. On May 31st, Elena met a friend for a meal. According to that friend, Elena got up several times to look out the window during the conversation. Before they parted, she told her friend she was scared for her life. She did not explain why. Around that same period, a doorbell camera near her neighborhood recorded something separate, but just as telling. A food delivery had been dropped off at a stranger's door. Elena picked it up. When the resident, a man named John Moore, who is not related to her, opened the door, she appeared confused and attempted to walk inside his home. About an hour later, a neighbor named Sarah Burleson saw Elena going through someone else's packages outside another apartment. When Burleson asked what she was doing, Elena told her she did not know. That footage was recorded on June 4th, 1 week before she disappeared. Now here is where new reporting fills in a gap that most coverage of this case has missed. According to a police report obtained by investigative outlet Fitz News, Elena's husband, Brannon Slice, told investigators that she had been released from a treatment facility before 2 in the afternoon on June 11th. The facility arranged a cab for her. At her request, the driver stopped at a CVS pharmacy on Sunset Boulevard in Lexington. The driver later told Slice that he went inside looking for her and could not find her. Separately, multiple sources have told the outlet News Nation that Elena had recently been released from a mental health facility and that she had been having difficulties in her marriage around that same time. What happened in the hours after that CVS stop has still not been publicly accounted for. At 6:40 that evening, her membership card was used to check into Planet Fitness. She did not work out. She showered and left. Surveillance footage placed her walking through a nearby Publix parking lot at 9:17 that night, heading in the direction of Old Cherokee Road. She was wearing an olive green hoodie and black athletic pants. That is the last confirmed sighting of Elena Moore alive. If you are finding this breakdown more thorough than other coverage of this case, that is the point. Subscribe now, because we are going to keep digging into the parts of this story other channels are skipping over. Let us know in the comments what you think happened in that unaccounted-for gap near the CVS. The next morning, Brannon Slice reported Elena missing. Police searched the wooded area behind the gym and a nearby Lowe's home improvement store. They used drones to scan the area. Officers from the Lexington Police Department, the Lexington County Sheriff's Department, and Lexington County Fire Services were all involved in the early search effort. For 6 days, there were no confirmed sightings of Elena and no signal detected from her phone. On June 17th, a tip came in. According to Lexington Police Chief Terrence Green, that tip was prompted by media coverage of the case. It led searchers to a different wooded area near Lakeside Middle School, about a mile and a half from where Elena was last seen on camera. At around 2:48 that afternoon, Searchers found a body wearing clothing that matched the description of what Elena had on when she vanished. 2 days later, on June 19th, the Lexington County Coroner's Office confirmed the identification. It was Elena. This is the part of the case that has kept investigators working for weeks instead of days. Lexington County Coroner Margaret Fisher confirmed that a forensic autopsy was conducted on June 20th at the Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston. The examination found no evidence of trauma. There was nothing in the autopsy pointing to an obvious cause of death. In other words, Elena's body did not give investigators a clear answer. The cause of death remains officially listed as pending. Officials are waiting on toxicology testing, histological studies of tissue samples, and a complete review of her medical history before a forensic pathologist can determine both the cause and the manner of her death. Forensic criminologist Dr. Laura Petler has spoken publicly about cases like this one. She has explained that when a body shows no external trauma, investigators have to rely on different tools entirely. Things like insect activity and the stage of decomposition can help establish a timeline, even when the body itself does not point to a clear cause. That is the position investigators are in right now with Elena's case. They have a timeline. They do not yet have an answer. Police have repeatedly and publicly confirmed that Brannon Slice is not considered a person of interest in this case. Investigators have said he has been cooperating throughout, and a private investigator who worked on the case early on described him as visibly distraught over his wife's disappearance. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, known as SLED, has taken over the death investigation. This is a state-level agency with forensic resources that local departments typically do not have access to, and its involvement signals how seriously this case is being treated, even without a confirmed cause of death yet. So here is where the case actually stands. Elena Moore had, by multiple accounts, been reaching out for help in her final weeks. She had recently left a treatment facility. She told a friend she was afraid for her life. She was caught on camera appearing confused and disoriented more than once. And 6 days after she was last seen walking through a parking lot, she was found dead in the woods, with no physical evidence of how she died. No charges have been filed in this case. No cause of death has been confirmed. Anyone telling you otherwise online right now is guessing, not reporting, and in a case like this, guessing causes real harm to the people still grieving her. What we do know is that toxicology results, tissue analysis, and a full medical history review are still underway. When those results come back, this case will very likely shift again, possibly significantly. We will be here when that happens. If you want the real update the moment it is confirmed, not a rumor and not a guess, subscribe and turn on notifications right now. And if you have been following this case from the beginning, tell us in the comments what you think the toxicology results are going to show. This has been the case of Elena Catherine Moore. We will see you in the next one.